What is up? It is the Intensely Average Male, where average is by and large extraordinary. I wanted to share a quick thought with you today on this Black Friday of 2020 while it's still fresh on my mind. And that thought and question is, why is it that on some days I just feel like I have no faith? There's no spark in my relationship with God. And frankly, because of that, there's no spark in my relationship with those that I love most. Thought came not as a ton of bricks, but as a waft of freezing cold air. Has this ever happened to you before, where you turn on your car or truck and the heater settings from the day prior or 2 days prior is set just perfectly for a day that you had been running the car and you had really honed in your heating? Then when you go to turn on the car the next day, you're being hit with freezing cold air from an engine which the day prior was very warm and willing to give out its heat, but today is not warmed up yet. Have you ever experienced that? It's a terrible feeling. But it just really reminded me of my expectations sometimes of my walk with God. And frankly, the way that it plays out in my family. Here's another example. It's date night, you and your wife are having a time, and I hope you guys are still dating your wives. If you're not married yet, I hope you see the importance of treating the person that you're spending time with as your future wife, a person worthy of respect. And you're on your date night as a married couple and you start to have some expectations of how the night will end. Guys, well, I can only imagine what it feels like to my wife if I have not put in the time to invest in her mentally, to invest in her physically, to invest in her financially, to invest in her emotionally, and to be a good communicator and to really put in the work of serving her. We get frustrated, right, guys, when we don't see the response, but they just aren't there yet. And I can only imagine how that feels to them, that freezing cold air hitting their skin. But back to the original thought, which is what I'm bringing to you today. Why is it that my expectations are so high from God when I have not invested time with Him? Why is it that I expect faith when I have not been faithful to seek the one who is? Why am I so disappointed when I don't feel the heat coming from my holy God who loves me and cares for me and wants to guide me? Why am I so frustrated when I only feel cold because I have not kindled the flame for my heart for Him? We pray when the crisis comes and we say, God, you didn't answer. But have we really done the work to kindle the flame of our soul toward our great God in heaven? It's a lot like that engine in the car. Yeah, it worked yesterday. We spent that time warming up the vehicle and abiding by its ways. As the car or truck warmed up, we received the benefit against the elements outside of the vehicle as the car warmed up. But that's only because we waited for that heat to be available. I think that we're expecting heat in an engine that we're not willing to start. Today, I'm reminded that I'm expecting heat from God. The heat's the good stuff. The heat's the feeling, the senses, the wow-ness of my walk with God. And I'm expecting this from a cold engine. And I'm expecting it even further because I just experienced it yesterday. Well, the truck is sat for the entire night. We can't expect the heat to come from those vents at this moment. Now, I don't do this a lot, but I will give you the Larrabee guarantee that if you stick to seeking God every day in the small things, acknowledging Him in all your ways, listening to Him by reading His Word, and saying to Him, you're in control, by acknowledging Him in prayer in everything that I do, I can guarantee you that you will feel the heat of that relationship. But don't expect more from what you don't put time into. So when you pray the foxhole prayer and you don't feel the heat, yeah, that happens. You can pray prayers in crisis as much as you want. What I'm saying is, we need the heat, boys. We need the heat for the battles ahead. And the heat only comes from time invested day in and day out with Jesus, our King. And in our patient waiting on Him throughout the day, in the small things, I can guarantee you that you will feel the heat of that relationship. And the heat from that relationship, I can guarantee you as well, will work its way into the relationships that you love in your life, like with your wife and your kids. But let's not expect heat from an engine that's cold. I hope you enjoyed this video today, guys. If it means something to you and you think it could help someone else, don't forget to like and subscribe and share this video so I can know that you want to hear more content like this. I hope you have a great day, seeking God and kindling the fire today.